What is up, guys? Delboy here. So Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev has been set for the 28th of October. It's going down at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. Anthony Joshua's IBF, WBA and IBO heavyweight titles are going to be on the line. So it's another big stadium fight and it's going to be a great event. Kubrat Pulev is the IBF mandatory challenger. So he's been enforced to, Joshua's been enforced to defend his title, and if he didn't, he would have been stripped. So he has to take this fight. And as mandatories go, I don't think it's terrible. I've seen the IBF schedule some horrible mandatories, and this isn't one of them. Would I rather see other fights? Of course I would. But the reality is, Pulev is a top 10 contender. And he has been for about 5 years now. He's been top 10 since 2012, when he beat Dimitrenko and Ustinov. So to the guys out there saying he doesn't deserve this fight, I think that's being a bit harsh. He has won an eliminator to get this fight. So, yeah, I'd rather see other fights. I'd rather see Joshua versus Ortiz. I'd rather see Joshua versus Wilder. I'd rather see Joshua versus Parker, sure. But at the same time, it's not a terrible fight. And I've been hearing guys saying, well, we want unified champions, undisputed champions. Well, to become undisputed, you have to deal with your mandatories. That's the reality. If Joshua didn't fight Pulev, he would have been stripped. Therefore, an undisputed champion at heavyweight is even further down the line because the belts become more fragmented again. So he had to take this fight. And like I said, while Pulev is not the number one fan's choice, if you're being objective, if you know anything about the heavyweight division, it's not a terrible fight either. He's not a terrible opponent. He's top 10 rated. He's got some good wins. And the reality is, it's not even arguable. He has fought better competition than the other two champions, if we're going to be honest about it. He's fought better competition than Joseph Parker and Deontay Wilder. See, people like to play the resume game when it suits, but in this case, it's convenient not to bring it up. The reality is, Pulev has fought better competition than two of the other champions. So to say he doesn't deserve his shot is a little bit disingenuous. Especially when some of these same guys criticise other fighters for resume. With certain fighters, it's resume. But, when it's their favourite fighter, or a fighter they like, goes out the window. So yeah, Pulev is not the guy I wanted to see, but is still a solid opponent. He's got a solid resume at heavyweight, and yeah, it is what it is. That's all I can say, I'm not going to make out like this fight is great, but at the same time, he's not the worst guy in the world. Would Joseph Parker beat Pulev? I'm not so sure about that. Would Deontay Wilder beat Pulev? Based on his title defences so far and his performances, I don't think he could. I wouldn't bet all my money on it, I wouldn't bet the savings on it. But people like to leave out the resume thing when it suits. And that's I've always found that funny. With certain guys, that's all that matters. With other guys, it's not quite such a big issue. But it is what it is. Joshua versus Pulev on the 28th of October. I'm sure the undercard I hope the undercards are going to be good. I would like to see Dillian White on that undercard against either Chisora or maybe Jarrell Miller. I think that's a great look. Hopefully Eddie Hearn can pull out a great undercard here. Because I think the fight does need one. I think it needs a couple of good fights to bolster the undercard. What do you guys think of the fight? Peace.